There was a profile on Business Insider about a woman who claims that girlfriends pay her to conduct loyalty tests via Instagram DMs. It's a lucrative gig, and according to her, most boyfriends fail. So this woman's name is Trinity Howard. She had a personal experience where her boyfriend cheated on her, and so she decided to help other women. This is a classic women helping women tale. She is a loyalty tester for a company called Lazo, and they charge $70 per mission. They refer to them as missions to see if a boyfriend will cheat. She conducts 15 to 20 loyalty tests a week and says 90% of the men who respond to her fail the test. Are you surprised that 90% of men are so thirsty that they will answer a DM of a girl trying to trap them in a loyalty test?
1,000%. I would think that number would be closer to 96, 97. Okay. Like you can't tempt people. You can't put, even if I just ate, even if one of these dudes has just ate a delicious meal, you can't put a plate of cookies in front of them and say, hey, don't get one. Like, they're here. Nothing's going to happen if you get it, but don't do it. And then walk out the room, because most of us are going to take one. Like, no, is it dangerous? Play that game at your own risk and understand, like, you're about to find some stuff out and you're not going to like it. So the old adage where I come from is, hey, if you go looking for trouble, be prepared to find it. You're going to look for trouble. Don't be surprised when trouble comes your way, when you don't get the result that you want. If
somebody is engaging in a loyalty test, like if the girl is hiring this woman to do a loyalty test, your relationship is already in shambles. Like, just end it now. If you are so untrustworthy of your partner that you're paying $70 for someone from this company to entrap you, because it's entrapment. Yeah. You are setting them up to fail because you believe they'll fail, and that's the problem. And if they don't fail, on this case, I would liken to say that they would if it was a different circumstance, because something intrinsically in your little brain or your heart, and this goes for everybody, men, women, whatever it may be, if you don't trust, if you get the spidey sense, chances are that person is either cheating on you or would cheat on you, and there's a reason why you are feeling so distrustful.
Nick brings up a great point, and this was my thought also. It wouldn't work on me because I think this person is DMing the wrong person, right? It's like, oh, no, you're not interested in me. Why are you messaging me? We've talked before about a known media member. She friend requested me or followed me on Twitter. She's like, yo, you didn't follow me back. It's like, yo, I saw your picture, and I didn't think you were a real person. That's why I didn't follow you back. I didn't think you actually existed. I didn't know it was you. Now that I know it's you, I'll give you a follow. I've had I feel like this is going back to the security test that we were supposed to take earlier this week or last week. I might have took mine late.
Last month.
Who knows? Last month? Great, a month late, but I did it. I've gotten a random text message of like a fully nude woman before. It was like, oh, yo, pretty sure you meant to send that to somebody else. And I think they were fishing for something.
Yeah.
But yo, like that stuff happens as at least to me, it has happened before. And every single time it's like, nope, you're not real. You don't mean this for me. Why are you trying to holler at me? Chicks don't holler at me. Women don't holler at me. That's not how this works. I'm just going to block you and move on.
This is not a relationship version of that, but I think I haven't told you this. When I was driving to Florida for my trip the other week, I received an email from someone who was claiming to be the assistant of a woman named Rachel Cruz. Rachel Cruz is the daughter of Dave Ramsey, who's a financial guru who some people love him, some people hate him, but a money guy, and his daughter does money-related things as well. And this assistant told me that Rachel was hosting a podcast and wanted me to come on to this podcast. And for my services, I'd be paid $7,000. And like for me, like, oh my God, $7,000. I got dollar signs lit up. I felt like Scrooge McDuck. Like I saw the dollars flashing before my very eyes. And he said that she was guest hosting Brandy Glanville's podcast, who is one of the Real Housewives. And he mentioned the podcast, and it all felt very legit, except just little things fell off. Like the profile picture used was a really bad picture of this Rachel Cruz. Why is this man emailing me directly from Rachel Cruz's perceived email? And there were some like punctuation things that just enough of a spidey sense threw me off. And I wrote back Chris and I decided like we would push this one step further, and so we got the time to be booked and everything. And I kept asking, I was like, "Can you give me an example of this podcast? Like, you keep telling me it's live on Facebook. I can't find examples of this podcast being live." And he sent me a link, and I hovered over the link. And it wasn't a Facebook link. And I said, I learned that from our security training. You're trying to get me, and nobody wants to pay me $7,000 to be on a money podcast. And that's sad.
The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hart, live every weekday at 8 a.m.